Hey everybody. Alright. You set that for 15, I set this for 75, and we are go. Alright. No time to mess around. This is going to be a short stream, Charlie Brown. So let's... hold on. Where's my button that I always lose at the last second to bring up? Hey, there you go. Hey everybody, I'm Super Train Station H, autistic gamer and writer, and we are having a short weekday afternoon edition of the Super Train Station H show, which I don't think I ever called it that before, but sure, why not? Oh, there's my gamepad. There's my gamepad. The one thing I always forget, it's on the ground next to my streaming PC. All right, let's get started. Yeah, a full 15 minutes. Wow, of Pokemon Pinball. And yeah, so I thought that perhaps. Oh, thank you, Kawaka Boy, for the paid subscription. Always deeply appreciated, never at all necessary. Your being present in any capacity is more support than I could have ever dreamed of, but here I am, and yeah, we're doing a weekday stream. We're gonna play 15 minutes of Pokemon Pinball, then an hour of Pokemon Red itself, and we are very likely, like 90% or better chance, that we are going to end up getting the final gym badge today. The 8th of 8 gym badges needed to participate in the Pokemon League. There is one remaining, what technically is considered a town. It's not a proper town with people to talk to and houses and buildings to visit. It's just the Pokemon League's headquarters in the northwest of the map of the Kanto region. And you cannot gain admittance without all 8 of the Pokemon League's badges, and we've got them. Or we will once we defeat the final gym leader, whose identity has remained anonymous. We will soon discover who they truly are. But first we'll play a little Pokemon Pinball. You know, I was thinking that we might air one of my new autism videos today. It's not going to happen today. That might happen... Now, the videos are effectively, they're viewable, they're finished. I'm just putting some finishing touches on them. One of the video I planned, I have an hour-long video and a half-hour video. The reason I was going to do that 15-minute video, the 15-minute video today, actually, and premiere it as part of this, in addition to the gameplay. Our Thursday stream's going to be a new thing, possibly. We'll see how this turns out by the end of it. It'll be like an hour 15 hour, it'll be no more than 90 minutes. It'll be an hour 15 to an hour 30 minutes tops, Thursday streams, but it could be a thing that if this works out today, I feel good about it. I mean, just this, especially right now since we're playing this big RPG, just an extra hour, and then last week we got a whopping 4 hours in of gameplay. That worked well, you know, including the Sword Art lore readings and the Pokemon Pinball, you know, warm-up period like now, which was only like 10 minutes, but yeah, it could be a new thing. We'll see how it works out, but either way, the next stream's definitely going to be Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I hope to get through. I hope to actually reach the Pokemon League at the very least, because there is a significant amount of gameplay, a significant amount of preparation between us getting the 8th badge and actually being able to get to the final challenges of the game. Effortlessly defeated or captured that Geodude. Cool. Nice. And slot. Oh, come on. Ah! What am I gonna get? Yeah, cool. Bonus multiplier. Times 3 points. I will say that, yeah, you know, yeah, thanks Nintendo. This movie would have been a blockbuster without them revealing what they revealed today. I'll say that. I wish they hadn't. If Nintendo had not revealed that, and they kept it a secret, it would have been top 5 biggest surprises in Nintendo history, as far as my personal experience with them, even though it's not even in a video game. It's very unfortunate. Nintendo, they've got this locked down. It is a guaranteed blockbuster. So I don't know why they felt the need to spoil that. And what they the number of people, I doubt a significant number of people who would not have seen this movie are now going to see it because they know, because of what has been revealed in this new poster. And it wasn't even a leak. I think they officially revealed it. I'm very, very... all I'll say is the decision to make the Legend of Zelda movie live action is that much stranger to me now. Okay, not a leak. You know, after what happened with Zelda, I wonder if they were afraid that someone was going to leak it, so they just wanted to reveal it on their own terms. Because, someone leaked a few on-set photographs from the Zelda set, and afterwards Miyamoto was like, hey, I'm tweeting on the Nintendo X account, here's a few images from the new Legend of Zelda movie. And I wonder if they wanted to avoid a situation like that. But all I'll say is that the decision to... what the few photographs they showed of the new Legend of Zelda live action movie looked fine. But with what's been revealed of the new about the new Mario movie poster, like, I feel like the decision to make I almost said the thing. The decision to make the Zelda movie live action is a little stranger to me now. And I'm kind of more intrigued about both the Zelda and the... Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And one of the interesting things is, The Legend of Zelda is as a matter of canon, has multiple Links and multiple Zeldas, and has been depicted in both very realistic and very cartoon-like art styles. So potentially, they could potentially still... And the thing is, they could still... with the Super Mario movie, the setting of the Super Mario Brothers movie is bound to be significantly incongruent with the material seen in a lot of the games. Whereas with The Legend of Zelda, they could theoretically work this Legend of Zelda movie into the canonical Zelda timeline without having any fundamental problems with the lore. But with the additions they're making to the Mario movie, with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, I find it's very strange, especially with the way Nintendo's treated imagine if 75% of the Legend of Zelda franchise was just literal direct remakes of A Link to the Past. I know you could argue that many of the games have been themed around or structured around or inspired by Link to the Past, but Nintendo's tying Super Mario Brothers in with a franchise in which arguably 75% of the franchise is just remakes of the second game of the series. Arguably remakes of the first game in the series if you really want to get down to it. I mean, it's just so odd. It's just so odd. I'm glad, and the thing is, I don't seek out with the exception for the initial reveal trailers for video games. I really don't watch content. I don't watch trailers for movies that I know for a fact I already plan to see. And one thing I find unfortunate is that you get this culture wars BS where, okay, I'll just say it outright. The Ghostbusters movie. The Ghostbusters 2016 movie. It's having a positive response to the trailer was not you didn't watch a lot of people, no matter how they felt about it, whether they're excited for it or not. They did not watch the trailer to decide whether or not they wanted to see the movie. They watched the trailer and formed an opinion on it based on they were already decided whether or not they wanted to see or support the movie, and their reaction to it was a display of emotions and loyalties and motivations that often had nothing to do with the film itself. So it's like, okay, and I got some judgment against me based on my reaction to that trailer. And I was like, what this trailer is supposed to be is not a lightning rod for culture wars nonsense. What a trailer for a film is supposed to be is something to encourage me to see a film or to help me decide whether or not I should see it. So at that point, I really lost. I found it very distasteful to watch a trailer for something unless I was uncertain as to whether or not I wanted to see it. And there's some things where, oh, that looks I've heard of a movie coming out, it's interesting. I'll watch the trailer. Maybe I decided to see it. Maybe I decided I didn't want to see it. So that's sort of where I'm at with trailers right now. But anyway, didn't like the first movie, but they'll try it again. Go see this new one. Yeah, we had a very interesting discussion about the Super Mario Brothers films. The two Super Mario Brothers Hollywood films that have released on your what was said to be a Minish Cap stream, which was really just a screenshot of a dungeon as we discussed other things, which is perfectly legitimate. But I found it fascinating because I knew I wanted to see the Super Mario Brothers movie, so I didn't watch any trailers for it. So when I actually saw the movie, I knew, like, through cultural osmosis, like, I couldn't help but be aware that they did reference the theme song for the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. But I was very surprised that in broad strokes, the structure of that movie was arguably a remake of the 1993 Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo live-action Super Mario Brothers movie, but made more faithful to the actual games and to the more current branding and source material for Mario. I was very surprised at the extent to which it's like, okay, the Super Mario Brothers live in Brooklyn in what is said to be the real world. They run a plumbing business and have hijinks trying to be successful in their plumbing business. They go to a plumbing job which turns out not to work out well for them. They become aware of a large plumbing leak, a large sewer pipe leak somewhere in Brooklyn, in the area between the Manhattan and Brooklyn bridges. Because, like, that area of that area of Brooklyn they're in, I am very familiar with that area of Brooklyn. I used to hang out there a lot. I actually filmed footage there for Pokemon videos, because there's a town in Pokemon Black and White that is explicitly based on that district of Brooklyn. So they're in that specific area of Brooklyn that I'm very familiar with. In fact, if people haven't, like, done videos about the actual real-life area, I need to do it myself. But so there's a big like water main leak in Brooklyn that the Mario Brothers go to repair, and in doing that, they end up getting sucked into another universe where all the fantastic stuff, where all the Mushroom Kingdom and Koopa taking over the princess's kingdom, all that stuff takes place there. And eventually, at the climax, and Mario goes through like a fish out of water story trying to learn the rules of this weird new world they've been sucked into. And eventually, Koopa or Bowser gets some kind of superpower that enables them to go into the real world Brooklyn and threaten to take it over. And they force them back into the Mushroom Kingdom, and they have their big climax where the Bowser or Koopa is defeated. In that sense, I'm really shocked by the extent to which Nintendo even allowed them to base this movie off. I mean, there's no way it's not directly influenced by the John Leguizamo, Bob Hoskins film. And I love the live-action film. I unironically loved it as a kid. I knew it was very different from the games, but I also knew I liked the things that were similar about the games. And that's the thing, is in the early 90s and late 80s, there was kind of a tradition of adaptations that took broad strokes concepts and adapted them to something that they thought would work better as a movie or as a television show. For example, Sonic Sat AM, people at the time, nowadays, especially when you see a lot of people who grew up with, if their first Sonic game was Sonic Adventure and onward, it's very easy to go back to Sonic Sat AM and be like, what did Sega allow Deke to do? They made this random, wacky, setting that has nothing to do with the games and just shoved Sonic into it. And at the time, that was not the vibe. That was not the perception of that at the time. So, alright. So we'll set the timer for 59 minutes. Alright. And we'll get to our main game of the day. That being Pokemon Red. We will, I'll pull my analog pocket off the dock. Swap out the cartridges. And, yeah, we got our 7th badge last stream, so we're on the way to get, 2 badges, consecutive streams. It's gonna be sweet. So, yeah, so I was going to, I sort of drifted off this topic point, but I know I said that, okay, there we go. Yeah, I know I said that I was going to reveal, do a debut of my 1-hour autism video that I had finished in the can pretty much. Then I filmed on Sunday a secondary autism video meant to be a shorter, more focused one on a particular aspect of something I discussed in that first one. And here we are back at the start of the game. Our Pokemon are right here. Yeah, we'll switch Gyarados and Raichu. Raichu's not going to get a lot of play. The next gym is going to be an Earth-type gym, but we will heal our Pokemon. We'll visit our mom for the first time since we left Pallet Town. H, you should take a quick rest. Aww. Uh-oh, Kalaka Boy, you redeemed Game Boy Night for the next 10 minutes. And I need to go ahead and, yeah, sorry everybody, rest in peace everyone's eyes. I need to make a chat command so I don't have to manually type it in myself every time, but that's the lore of the Game Boy Night. And here's upstairs, which is nothing but our room, complete with the Super NES right here. Alright. So I was gonna debut my 15-minute autism video, which was a more focused discussion on something that I discussed in my hour-long video that I already had finished. And then, on the video I was responding to, I was like 90% finished with editing the 15-minute video, and I was blown away. I finished it in a single take, very proud of that, and I had it 95% edited. I was about ready to do the final upload to YouTube. And then for some reason, I just happened to have the video I was responding to open in chat, open it on my browser. And I was like, you know what? I never scrolled all the way to the bottom of the comment section for this video. And when I scrolled down to the bottom, one of the first comments was one of this person's viewers saying something. And the person who made the video, who I'm reacting to, who I'm calling out, they responded to it. And the response was so unbelievable, my heart was pounding in my chest. I actually had a legit adrenaline rush. I was like, wow, there is no way they seriously said that. So, that 15-minute video, I had to sit down the next day and film an additional 15-minute segment. And so now that 15-minute video is now a 30-minute video. And I'm glad I saw that comment, and I don't have to make a separate video entirely, because it works great as yeah, so I will reveal one, if not both of those videos Saturday. yeah, there's some more edits I want to do on both of them, minor things. In fact, I did one of the major things I still want to work on for that video today. I did that. Okay. I did that on, like, just before I went live, actually. Just before I set up for the stream. Oh, no. Okay. We really do have no space for things at this point. Okay. 8 antidotes, 18, 16, 18. We have enough potions and stuff. Do we have enough revives, though? 13 revives. Yeah, we've got enough. Yeah. Yeah, we'll use these fresh waters when we go into, let's see if the dialogue's different. There's a Pokemon Center in every town ahead. They don't charge any money either. Alright, so... yeah, so this is still beginning of the game dialogue. I wonder if there's... because this is the first major city we go to, and the second town of the game. But when we came here last time, and now just for a little context, I want to show off something. Alright. Let's bring up the manual. So... it talks about the 8 Pokemon gym leaders. Here, they're just called... it's funny, that in this point, in the manual, they're just called Pokemon leaders and not gym leaders. But we have the Boulder Badge, Marsh Badge, Boulder Badge, Cascade Badge, Thunder Badge, Rainbow Badge. Then we got the Soul Badge, then the Marsh Badge. We just got the Volcano Badge last stream. And the Earth Badge. The holder of the Earth Badge is a mystery. His identity is anonymous. And if we go into the actual game, we go in the menu here. We see in our badge case down there, the different characters had their icons replaced with their badge symbol. And if we look in the lower left, we see the 8th gym leader is just a question mark. So there's been this big mystery this whole time as to who the 8th gym leader is. But the gym was closed when we first came through here. And now we see Viridian City Pokemon Gym. It still says that. Viridian Gym's leader returned. I wonder who it is. Yeah, I forgot whether or not it revealed their identity on the sign. So... yo, champion making. Even I don't know Viridian leader's identity. This will be the toughest of all the gym leaders. I heard that the trainers here like ground-type Pokemon. Oh yeah, not even giving us a particular hint. Wow. Well, let's put Gyarados. Well, yeah, we'll have... we had a stopper right here. I wonder what other places we've been that have floor puzzles, movement puzzles like this. And if you remember some of the dungeons we've traversed throughout the game, you might have a sense of where I'm getting at with this, but... your Pokemon will cower at the crack of my whip. Wait. You're going to beat my Pokemon. Yeah, imagery of people holding whips and implying that they use them against Pokemon. Definitely not something that you'd see in modern Pokemon games. Yeah, even the Team Rocket agents don't have whips anymore. Yeah, not a particular... there are only 2 levels beneath us. So this is actually the toughest, pretty tough leaders in this gym. Pretty tough regular trainers in this gym. And so, yeah, as the video became twice as long, I still got a little more editing to do. And at that point, I will, reveal, at least one, if not both of those videos, this coming Saturday during my stream. So it'll probably be like 2 or 3 hours of gameplay, and then a total of 90 minutes of other videos. Nidorina's defense fell. Yeah, this one isn't a poison type, so... yeah, they were poisoned. Nice. Oh, gosh. Okay. Alright. So let's, oh, okay, so if that hits, it is a one-hit KO. Okay. Nice. Youch! Whiplash. Got 1,560 bucks for winning. Okay, no cycling allowed in here. Okay, didn't mean to, got 50 HP. Okay, now let's see, is anyone still... Yeah, they're not, they like ground types, but a lot of, like, neither of those, I think Tauros is just normal type, and Arbok is just a poison type, so it's themed around ground to an extent, but they're not all exclusive ground type trainers. Heck, the theming is practically just strong Pokemon in general. Yeah, no way, we're getting past... Yeah, we want to fight all these guys anyway, get the EXP. Karate is the ultimate form of martial arts. Debatable, but let's see what you got. Black Belt. Black Belt wants to fight. Black Belt sent out Machoke. Machoke isn't a ground type either. Whatever. Yeah, they're actually leveled higher than me. Machoke's getting pumped. Yeah, you slash. Critical hit. Use Karate Chop. And they're down. Enemy Machoke fainted. Charizard got 1,300. Achoo! Who? Okay, did I bop him on the nose? Did I bop him gently on the nose? Why is he sneezing? If my Pokemon were as good at karate as I... Well, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Viridian Gym was closed for a long time, but now our leader is back. Another guy with a whip, the Cool Trainer. Yeah, I forgot there's Cool Trainer and Tamer. We're both with whips. Cool Trainer, Tamer, and the... I forgot there was a male and female Cool Trainer. And the Team Rocket agents all have whips. Alright. Yeah, let's see. Why not use Ember? And... there we go. Yeah, so we're gonna have a, you know... I know, I'm very torn, like, I have half a mind, you know? It's rough. It's like I have half a mind to do something different. Hey, it's a Nidoking. We'll drop their defense first. And... alright. Yeah, I have half a mind to do Pokemon Stadium instead. Maybe Pokemon Stadium would be more conducive to... yeah, it's going to be an odd stream Saturday, because I'm going to do a total of 90 minutes of autism video premieres. I'm not going to do them consecutively. Alright. We're faster than you, so let's just knock you out. Get it on with. H defeated Cool Trainer. I was beaten? Yes, you were. You can go on to Pokemon League only by defeating our gym leader. Yeah, we'll use a... alright. Yeah, we'll use a Lemonade. Yeah, slowly spin our way to the right. Oh, I didn't even consider that there's a path up here. Alright. Okay, there's a gauntlet here of, like, several guys I gotta go through. What is this? Okay, cool, a revive. We're gonna need that. Alright, there's no point in going up... wait, no, actually there might be. Actually, we'll go through this little path of three guys here. You must be running out of steam by now. Oh no, this train's just pulling out the station. We've got plenty of steam to go. Cool Trainer wants to fight. Cool Trainer sent out Sandslash. Go Charizard. Alright. So he's yeah, he's a ground type, so we don't want to... Our fire type, especially when they're at this high level, those fire type moves aren't going to do a whole lot. I don't expect so. Because I believe ground is resistant to fire. It's not ineffective, but it's just not... there's better moves we could use. Critical hit. Okay. Alright. Game Boy night is over, to the relief of the eyes of everyone watching. And we will go to... Yep, there's our regular layout. And we're at level 42, good. Cool Trainer's about to use Doug Trio. Yeah, let's swap out for Gyarados. Yeah, Gyarados is probably gonna be carrying us through this this final battle here. So, but because you've got a good. Let's see, 39. They're within 5 levels, so this is pretty reasonably. Slash. Doug Trio used Slash with what? Critical hit. Yeah, water is super effective against ground. I mean, you see what happened at the Grand Canyon? Of course water's super effective against ground. H defeated Cool Trainer. That I did. Cool Trainer. I ran out of gas! Yeah, you thought I was out of steam, but you were out of gas. You need power to keep up with our gym leader. Roar! I'm working myself into a rage! Black Belt wants to fight. Black Belt sends out Machop. And Mekong saying they have super bad eyes, yet it seems the Game Boy Night doesn't bother me. Well, I've heard feedback from some of my viewers, you know, that do have eyesight challenges, that the Game Boy, the high contrast of Game Boy Night actually makes it easier for them. Just like this, I don't use this mode that much, even though it's personally nostalgic for me. I don't use it as much as I otherwise would, because some of my viewers have trouble even actually seeing it. Whereas any of this mode in particular, it's all playing at the green screen effect, even though it's the Game Boy Light mode from, you know, the Japanese Game Boy Light model. This is just regular, like, Game Boy Pocket sort of style looking. But I know for me, looking at my monitor, the Game Boy Night, my eyes do need to, I can feel like my eyes like refocusing, like, you know, my pupils dilating a bit. Well, not dilating, like, I guess contracting, to block out some of that extra light that's in my apartment. Oh, my new streaming setup that I plan to build in my new apartment. I'm gonna have 3 monitors. I'm gonna have my 2 monitors. I have my full screen monitor for my... I'm gonna have 1 monitor just for chat, essentially, is what I'm getting at. And it's gonna be really good. I'm gonna have 1 full monitor for my game, then 1 monitor for chat, and then 1 monitor for my broadcast software and other things, so... And Black Belt's gonna use Machoke. And I want to set up, you know, I like having my streaming setups traditionally. I like making a sort of like cubicle for myself, sort of in my, like, in whatever room I'm streaming from. I like to have my table set up in a corner, so like my back is to a wall. Like, oh, there's a wall right behind me, and I'm kind of in the corner of the room. I don't like to have a bunch of space behind me. Yeah, I'll just send out Gyarados. Yeah, I don't like to have a whole bunch of space behind me. I like being in a cubicle-like space makes me feel like, alright, I'm doing a specific task, I'm kind of working here. So... But that's not conducive to VR, and that's something I do want to explore in the future, including VR, possibly while streaming. I mean, if it was just on my own, I probably wouldn't mess with VR much, but I'd like to also see how explore incorporating that in my stream, get this model here rigged up to work in VR chat, and see how that goes. You know, yeah, I might as well use Dragon Rage. Yeah, so actually for some people with different vision challenges, I've actually had that the Game Boy Night mode is actually very appealing to them, and it makes it easier for them to see. Not very effective. Alright. Now, for the first time, I just thought of that single episode of Pokemon. It's very early on in the series. It's in like the first dozen episodes, I think, where they go to a Pokemon Academy, and they, like a school where children learned how to battle Pokemon, and they show something that's very obviously modeled after, like, this game, the battles in this game, and they explain it as a Pokemon simulator. Like, imagine in the Pokemon world, when you get, like, you know, EA Sports, like, Pokemon Championship, you know, 2026, with all the teams of the latest, like, players, like, simulated in the game, and, a bunch of DLC BS to get more Pokemon. I know, and EA would probably, like, have, I mean, some kind of exclusive contract with the Pokemon leagues of different countries. It would be a big mess. Yeah, EA is definitely a company that became its own antithesis, because EA was originally the response to these, like, at the time, big corporate. No, I remember saying something, like, ridiculous, like, I think it was either Konami or Capcom. Konami or Capcom today has, like, the net worth and financial resources that Nintendo had in the mid-90s. So in the, like, and that really just puts in perspective how exponentially the game industry has grown, because, like, the idea of Capcom having the same resources that Nintendo would have had in, like, 93, 94, 95, imagine Capcom or Konami trying to put out a system. They could never do it. So just the nature of the business, the nature of the resources required to put out a system, put out a game, it's a night and day difference. I did not mean to use, I meant to use Surf. Yeah, I always keep forgetting what, yeah, I think Rhyhorn evolves into Rhydon, and it's just, like, so odd to me, because it's the same Pokemon, but it just becomes bipedal. Yeah, we'll use Surf. Nice. Super effective. Now, I wonder if that would have one-hit KO'd if I didn't already chip that little bit of health off him. You are in perfect harmony. Yeah, a lot of these trainers have one very strong Pokemon and nothing else in their team. Alright, so there isn't even anything over here. There's got to be an invisible item. No, no, all that's there to get is more experience, so we'll... Yeah. We might as well use it on Charizard. And then now we have another item slot open. We're never buying fresh waters again. We don't need to, it doesn't heal that much. Yeah, our new top-off item is going to be Soda Pops. Recovered 60. I remember just like a few streams ago when a Soda Pop would undoubtedly give any Pokemon I used it on a full health. The truly talented win with style. Agreed. Watch how I win against you. Cool Trainer Male wants to fight. Cool Trainer Male sent out Rhyhorn. So let's try this. Let's try Surf. Okay. Oh, okay, so it will one-hit KO him. Okay. Yeah, I remember, I just had memories. I believe this gym leader in particular, I remember beating on, like, while I was on the school bus back in the day. 1505. The leader will scold me. Oh, Joe. Okay. Alright, we'll save. Let's give... Are we over-leveled with him yet? No, he's still a level 42. Once he gets to level 43... I'm the Karate King. Your fate rests with me. You know, it's funny, because I believe that the black belt trainer class is actually known as Karate King in the Japanese games. Black belt wants to fight. Black belt sent out in the choke. Yeah. Well, because it's a... I'll give someone a chance who typically doesn't these days. How about Wigglytuff? They used low kick. It's super effective. Well, why don't you just take a nap then? Oh, it didn't... Oh, come on. Come on! That's more like it. Enemy Machoke fell asleep. They're fast asleep. Z. Alright, so... Let's... Yeah, let's... Well, I use X attack now. Alright. Now, we are... Alright, let's see how far. Okay, double edge. Now it's gonna hit with recoil. Oh. I didn't think it was gonna knock him out in one thing, okay. Back to use Machop. Alright, and... Oh, wow. Alright, we're kicking a lot of butt right now. And yeah, they're not even getting... I bulked up on defense, and they're not even getting a chance to get in any attacks. Machoke fainted, and we got 1,000 EXP for that one. Ayah! Okay. Okay, so if we... Yeah, I keep forgetting you can't heal him from the menu in this game. Okay. We'll use that. Yeah, let's use another one. That's more like it. Okay. Alright, so if we... Let's see what he has to say. Pokemon League, don't you get cocky. The leader will scold me. Alright, so we gotta go... around. Let's see, I'm interested to see, will we be able to do this without a Pokemon Center visit? That would be very interesting if that's what ends up happening. Alright. There we go. Alright. So as we wait for him to slowly... Okay. There you go. Who's that? Who's that? We all know who that is, don't we? Alright. Let's, I remember, you know, I was probably nowhere near as well prepared when I first encountered him, but I remember that gym being a lot harder as a kid. And look who it is. Fwahaha, this is my hideout. I plan to resurrect Team Rocket here. So, oh wow. Okay, so Clackaboy redeemed the Sodor lore reading right as the 8th gym leader was revealed to be the evil leader of Team Rocket, Giovanni. But first, we'll just get a minute or two tops of lore, deep lore, from the world of the island of Sodor. So we were reading about the Coldie Fell Mountain Railway. Alright, so... Thus, it was in February 1897 that the first sod of the Culdee-Fell Rack Railway was cut by the Lady Elaine, Lord Peter's eldest daughter, at Kirk Macon. The sponsors were the Culdee-Fell Tramroad and Hotel Company Limited, which had been formed a year before under Lord Peter's chairmanship. He was therefore in a position to ensure that the lower section of the line made a detour skirting the edges of his property instead of cutting straight through it and up the hillside as had originally been proposed. The Snowdon Mountain Railway had been opened shortly before this, and on their advice, the Apt rack system was adopted. And for those who don't know, Dr. Roman Apt was a Swiss engineer who developed a system, a rack and pinion system for mountain climbing railways that would otherwise be too steep for a train to run up. So, construction, too, was helped by the Snowdon Company's expertise. It's not surprising, therefore, that the two railways are similar in many respects. The main difference is that while the Snowdon Railway's climb is short and sharp, 1 3/4 miles only, the Culdee-Fell line is twice that length, with easy gradients at the foot steepening to finally a fierce 1 5 on the last half mile to Summit Station. Alright, so that's a little lore. We know a little bit more about the world of that. Yes, and for those who are not familiar, what you just heard was actual real Thomas the Tank Engine lore from its creator, Reverend Wilbert Awdry, that was, of course, completely ignored in the television shows and since, because whatever. It's too good for, I guess they, I don't, this is good stuff. You know, I could have passed that off as real-life railroad history if you didn't know what these names were. But you have, so Giovanni revealed he's going to revive Team Rocket here at the Viridian City Gym, but you have caught me again. So be it. This time, I'm not holding back. Once more, you shall face Giovanni, the greatest trainer. Uh-oh, the creepy trainer music. So, I mean, the fact that he wasn't like, he was explicitly leading Team Rocket as Giovanni, so the idea that he would be using his actual given identity as the gym leader of an official Pokemon League gym is so odd. But it's a video game for kids, whatever. Giovanni wants to fight. Giovanni sent out Rhyhorn. Wow, actually stronger than us this time. Okay, now one thing, I did not revive some of my PowerPoints. Alright, how close to... Oh, one-hit KO, first turn. Nice. Giovanni wants to use Doug Trio. No, we will not change Pokemon. Okay, Sand Attack. Our accuracy fell. Oh, our attack missed. Wow, the Sand Attack actually worked. Our attack fell. Let's see. Oh, wow, that Surf actually made a big deal. A big difference. There, that one Sand Attack. Critical hit. Super effective. I wonder if that would have critted him if it was a... finally, a Pokemon I can, like... We'll send out Beedrill. Oh no, I just forgot that they're part poison. Doggone. Okay. Okay. Alright. We actually, I forgot they're part poison. Okay, so my original strategy is not gonna work. We're gonna send out, we're gonna split this between the... Alright. Ooh, Body Slam, okay. Nice. First try. Good. And the Nidoqueen fell asleep. Okay. We're gonna bulk up on defense while we wait for them to wake up. And all this bulking up for the defense, my intention is to actually, not necessarily one-hit KO the rest of the used guard spec. Okay. Now Queen is fast asleep. Defense curl. Nothing happened. Okay, we're maxed out on. We are now maxed out on defense. We're gonna increase their HP because we're about to use a lot of damage. Oh wow, look at that! Didn't barely put a scratching on them, and they're 2 levels stronger than me. All right, we'll use time to start kicking butt. Whew. Yeah. B-drill, okay. About to use Nidoking? No, we will not. First the queen, now the king. Okay. Just like chess. Alright. Yeah, Nidoking's sprite makes him look like a gigantic, like, kaiju monster, but according to the Pokedex, Nidoking's only 4 feet tall, which would mean that he's shorter. Nidoking is canonically shorter than Giovanni or or my trainer as well. Nice. Oh, his final Pokemon. Okay. Level 50. Wowie wow. Okay. Alright. Oh, Fissure, we're not hit. Okay. Now, Fissure is a one-hit KO move. We're gonna send out... yeah, let's send out Gyarados. Let's go with the obvious choice for this. End this fast. And Hydro Pump should end this. Yeah, we're definitely selling Fissure. We're gonna get the Fissure TM. We're definitely selling it. And that's it. That's 8 badges. H defeated Giovanni. Ha! That was a truly intense fight. You have won. As proof, here is the Earth badge. Yeah, for an evil, like, terrorist leader, he's pretty good sport about losing this battle. The Earth badge makes Pokemon of any level obey. It is evidence of your mastery as a Pokemon trainer. With it, you can enter the Pokemon League. It is my gift for your Pokemon League Challenge. H received TM27. TM27 is Fissure. It will take out Pokemon with just 1 hit. I made it when I ran the gym here too long ago. Having lost, I cannot face my underlings. Team Rocket is finished forever. Good. I will dedicate my life to the study of Pokemon. Let us meet again someday. Farewell. You can go on to Pokemon League only by... yeah. So all the people in this gym aware that they were following an evil organization leader? And yeah, thank you, Mecha Kong, for that show of support. Blow me away. Giovanni was the gym leader here? Yeah, so it was a public matter of fact that, yeah, it was common public knowledge that Giovanni was the leader of Team Rocket. So the fact that he wouldn't use like a cadre system or like use some kind of like body double, like not body double, because the body double you're supposed to believe it's actually that person, but use some kind of like second in command, like who wasn't a known Team Rocket member, to lead the gym. But I'm expecting too much sense out of this. So what we've got to do now, well, one thing we're definitely doing immediately. And Mecha Kong is like, well, I guess if our local business oligarchs are openly evil, the Pokemon ones may be as well. And yeah, and we don't even have magical creatures to fight against them in the real world. So ultimately, this world does have a stronger sense of justice than our own. But we're gonna sell that TM there, 2,500 for that. What? Okay. Okay. So we've got to switch out. We've got to switch out a Pokemon that knows... We're going to stock up on some special items. And for doing that... Okay. Well, Gyarados, you're finally a little over-leveled. Yeah, that was... I didn't expect to have a difficult time, but I didn't expect to sweep the gym in the way I did, especially when I was not even significantly over-leveled. Yeah, that was... Yeah, the last two like, even with Sabrina, even fighting Sabrina, I felt like I had to think, had to try a little bit, had to use a lot more healing items. But I feel like I have a pretty beastly team. Okay. Alright, so Bill's PC. No, we have to go to Bill's PC for a change. Okay. We've got we're going to deposit Charizard. No, actually, yeah, we're going to deposit Charizard. And see if we can withdraw. Is there anyone in here who... No, there's no one in here that I could use. We're going to change box. Data will be saved. Yes, we do. Wait, I want to get out a Pokemon that we're not raising anymore. And teach it Fly. Oddish, I can Zubat, Pidgey, Rattata. Let's use this level 3 Pidgey. Pidgey's taken out, we got Pidgey. Oh no, I guess we actually have to, I also have to get out the Fly HM. I have to check this, I don't feel like messing around. Which, okay. I have to get out my, my dumb phone. Which HM is Fly? It's HM2. So we need to get HM2 out here. Okay. Yeah, we don't have a Pokemon that can learn Fly. Okay. HM2. Yeah, it's ridiculous that certain items that you're never going to use again. HM2, there we go. Like, I'm never going to gamble again. I don't need the... Okay, so we need to teach... Okay. Booting up an HM contain Fly. Teach Fly to a Pokemon. Yes, we'll teach it to Pidgey. Pidgey, learn Fly. Yay. And now we've got to put the Fly HM back in the PC, because we don't want that taking up an item slot. What is... Okay, we're fine. I don't know what my arm was doing there for a second. My tractor was going bananas. Okay. Deposit item. HM2. Unfortunately, HMs can never be gotten rid of or sold because you could accidentally soft lock the game, so you can't delete HM moves or unlearn them in any way, and you also can't sell HMs as items. So we're gonna sell. I never remember in all my years of playing Pokemon, I never remember being in a Oh wow! I didn't expect it to still be fainted. Jeez. Okay. We want to go to Celadon City. Let's go shopping in Celadon City. Let's go shopping in Celadon City. Let's go to the department store. And I don't have any more things to say. I tried ad-libbing. I can't. Tried to do a sick freestyle for you all, but it didn't work out. Alright, so anything we need here, okay. We're just going to buy 5 revives. No, actually, we're gonna buy 6. Because there's a very long cave dungeon, and I don't want to have to leave the cave unexpectedly. Okay. So 9,000. There we go. Antidote. We'll buy 4 of these. Can't be a bad purchase. Okay. Burn Heal. Awakening. You know? For the sake... No, actually. Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone. Actually. We might need a couple of Ice Heals, but that'll be a little later. We'll keep a couple of those with us, so... Alright. So... Yeah, okay. Just thinking of my next moves. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll go to the 4-5 because this is what we're actually here for right now. So, what is okay? So look at these: X accuracy, guard spec, dire hit, X defend, X speed, X special. We might stock up on some of these things for the final battles of the game. And this is going to be like Carbos protein and stuff, right? Yeah. HP up, Carbos protein. So these stat increases, these are all permanent. These are all actually permanent stat increases here. So you really could potentially grind against the final trainers in the game. And as long as you end up making more money, like you could challenge them an unlimited number of times and you lose half your money each time. So you could basically end up getting a whole bunch of money and eventually just spend it all on these and boost up your Pokemon. Alright, so let's buy... Okay, let's see what we've got. We're not going to use fresh water anymore. We're done with fresh water. Okay. We're done with fresh water. We have 14 Hyper Potions. We're going to need to buy some Hyper Potions, but first... Okay, 14. Okay, so we need to buy 7. Okay. 1. 2. And I have a little ticker thing with me, so I can keep track. 3. Actually... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I know I said 7, but yeah, for this one only, I'm gonna buy a few extras. Let's see what we've got. So, 15. Yeah. Actually, we get 15. We're gonna buy 6 more. 16. 17. 18. 26. Yeah. Actually, I might as well buy 4 more. 27. 28. And this should last us through the end of the game. Okay. 29. 30. Okay, so, yep, we got 30, 15, 16, no, okay, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, there should be 20. No, okay. So, 20. I'll buy 5 more. Okay. 21. I don't intend to use the last one, so I'll actually get 6. 2. 3. 4. 25. 26. Okay, I should have 26 of those. Okay, so let's say 31 soda pops, 26 lemonades, with really using 25. Okay, so hyper potion. You want to get 11 hyper potions if I can afford it. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if this takes as long as the elevator. Okay, we're already nearly down to the bottom anyway. Here we are. Alright. So, if we get on the bike, we're gonna go east to Saffron City, because I believe the shop there sells. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again. Yeah, thanks for the follow last time. Yeah, you missed it. We just exposed the colossal world-changing scandal that the leader of the government organization that's in charge of Pokemon training in the Kanto region was actually being operated by a known, like, publicly known terrorist leader. But no big deal, right? We've got a 10-year-old on the case. We're gonna be fine. Alright, so... Okay, so that's the Silph. No, we have to go around. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a short stream. This is my first weekday stream I've done in months, all year, actually. We only have 8 minutes left of the stream, actually. So we got our 8th gym badge, and I'm just stocking up on items. Okay, so let me make sure they actually do have... Yes, they do have hyper potions. They were streaming a few minutes ago, but they stopped because your Wi-Fi is bad. Oh, no! Like, bad... Bless you, even, whatever you managed to accomplish on Wi-Fi, I'm impressed at your It takes patience to try to stream on Wi-Fi. I know people who stream on Wi-Fi, but they have very specific setups. You know, like... So it can be difficult. Like, my first few streams, I got away with it, but I very quickly had to go hardwired. So hopefully next stream you have good connection issues, because nothing sucks more than when you've got the passion, you've got the stamina, you're excited about the game, and things fall apart because you're of a technical problem. And you know you could be playing the game and doing the show that you wanted to put on, but your equipment or your infrastructure just isn't keeping up with you. Let's get 11 hyper potions. Alright, so hopefully you could figure out some kind of good solution soon, whether it's you know, a hard line like Ethernet connection or whatever helps you be able to do the streams that you want to do. So I didn't know you streamed, Tycho. What were you planning on streaming before you had to cancel the stream? I'd love to know. Actually, yeah, I think we could buy... Let's buy 12. Lucky dozen, right? Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah! We can afford it! Okay. Alright. Yeah, so as far as my items, as far as what items I have, I've got everything I want. As far as healing items, got 12 antidotes, 11 paralyzed heals, 20 revives. Let's buy one more revive, I'd say, but we got the Poke Flute, hyper potions. Yeah. Okay, so let's buy just one revive. Alright. So if we go down here, I want to go... Actually, oh yeah, I forgot. I have a Pokemon with Fly with me right now. So let's fly our tail back over to... Celadon City. Just because in terms of having access to that big department store, we'd have the best access to any items we want to get. So I'm going to do some off-stream research. And work out what TMs I want to use, which ones I want to sell, and what I want my final moveset to be. Now, any adjustments I make to my my team's moveset, I'm going to do those actual moves on camera, on stream. But for now, we have 5 minutes left. Let's play just a little Pokemon Pinball and call it a stream. So you were streaming Minecraft, Tycho is, and they streamed on Twitch a few times. They first streamed Pokemon Unite in 2021 and 2022, and in 2024 they streamed Alien Isolation. You know, the only Alien game I ever played was, I want to get the, okay, we'll get that off screen, and we'll get that off screen. There we go. I don't want to mislead anybody. But yeah, we accomplished everything we wanted to do in the game. So we get to have a little Pokemon pinball as a treat. Yeah, the only pinball game I ever played was that Alien vs. Predator game on the first PlayStation, which I played with my brother back in the 90s. That was one of those, you know, Friday night, we got all our homework done, you know, mom or dad took us to Blockbuster, and we'd pick out a game. You know, we'd pick out one N64 game and one PlayStation game. Well, we got to pick one game each. So usually we'd do one game we had N64 and PlayStation. We weren't rich, but we were fortunate to have both of those systems when they were currently on the market. And usually we'd get one game for each system. And that, I forgot what I got, but my brother got Alien Isolation. And then on the way home, right across from the Blockbuster, there was a pizza parlor. That, you know, my parents would take us there, we'd get a pizza, we'd come home, and that was one of those great, you know, late Friday night, got the whole weekend ahead of you, lights are out, eating pizza, you know, playing Alien on the PlayStation. Alien vs. Predator, I believe it was. And Clocky Boy's saying they've been eating their lunch while enjoying this Thursday stream. You know what? I like this shorter stream format. I think it's worked out great. And I think we can make this a thing. We can make this a recurring thing. I'm not sure how. I've been thinking very hard. I'm going to go on a hiatus of at least a week or two when I move. I don't know how soon I'll be able to get my streaming PC set up and gradually. You know, my PC just became a mess of cords and stuff. I'm going to extensively photograph and try to, you know, get what, okay, this is plugged into that, and that's plugged into this, and this goes here, and this goes there. So I'll have to figure all that out again. And when I do, then I'm not sure how, I'm going to, hopefully the building will have suitable internet. That'll be a must. And I'm not sure what internet service providers will be active in that area, so I'm gonna have to choose a good one that'll give me the bandwidth I need at a price that I am willing to pay. Because honestly, if it wasn't for me streaming, I could do all my computing needs would be satisfied by just a simple Raspberry Pi. If it were not for my if it were not for the fact that I also do come on. That I do my Twitch streaming. Yeah, I would have a Raspberry Pi would be the only computer I need for my basic just word processing, web browsing, and watching YouTube. Yeah, a Raspberry Pi is all I'd ever need. Yeah, and I guess, it could even do my video editing. It wouldn't do it as fast, you know, in terms of exporting the video as the streaming, the high-end gamer PC with all its fancy RGBs and crap on it. And yeah, we got Jigglypuff. Cool. With 90 seconds to spare. 90 seconds left to catch Jigglypuff and 90 seconds-ish till the end of the stream. And I believe we're at Viridian City in the Pokemon Pinball, and that's just where we were in the actual Pokemon RPG game. So hopefully you can work that out, Tycho, and you could have some better streaming experiences. But I'm very excited to... Yeah, I'm so excited to go into the next major game, the next sort of project, so to speak, I want to do on Twitch. It's not going to be a big RPG, but it's something I've been looking forward to playing, something I've been looking forward to doing. And I don't know if I want to get into that before or after I get settled in. Because I might go into a bit of a holding pattern. Maybe play some new games, but nothing big and ambitious. Something I could play easily, play here and there. No big major projects. I do definitely want to play Pokemon Stadium at maybe 1 or 2 streams. Maybe that'll just be Pokemon Pinball or Pokemon Stadium in the context of some general Pokemon Stadium slash, I guess, yeah, Pokemon Stadium and or, I guess, just N64 general. Because I've streamed specific N64 games. I've never done kind of a general stream before. Alright, so that'll be a save. And that will be our stream for today. And you know what? It's not often. I'm streaming at a different time than usual. And I'm very excited to send you over to Harbus, the evil mana fox, who likes turning humans into cute little foxes. But, I will send you all over to him. And if you want to say, chugga chugga choo choo, and use some of your free doorworm emotes, those of you who are following me. And I'll see you all next time on Saturday, same time. We'll debut a couple of autism videos, and we'll debut a couple of autism videos, at least one, and maybe see if we can get to the final dungeon in Pokemon Red. But I'll see you all next time, and thanks for watching.